Subaru WRX is a blast. Almost too much of a blast. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to DriveHub. And if you couldn't tell from that exhaust note, I'm in the 2017 Subaru Impreza WRX Limited. And at the time, it was the hottest spec WRX that you could get, with a sticker price of around $36,000. And I know this because I found the window sticker, ha ha ha! And well, that isn't exactly cheap. So what do you get? That where the standard WRX has to do with a measly 268 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque, I get to deal with this car's 268 all-wheel horsepower and 295 all-wheel torque. And that's, well, more. That extra horsepower is due to a few bolt-on mods I'll discuss in a couple minutes. Through the 1993 rally season, Subaru said bye-bye to its big legacy rally car and debuted the WRX, similar to the Legacy but smaller, still keeping the recipe of 4 doors, a 4-cylinder, and all-wheel drive. A rally car truly built for the street. For the Evo I generation of the WRX, it's better than ever. On the outside, you get a body with a side profile as well recognized as Scarlett Johansson. Everyone knows what it is. But you would have to drive one to really understand what it's on about. There is function with its design here. On the front and rear fenders, you get this sort of wide body design that looks very muscular and gives this car a persona unlike any other sedan in its class. And on the sides, you get these handsome side skirts as well. And new for 2017, you get these 18-inch Anki wheels. And in back of those wheels are these Rally Armor mud flaps, which not only help the WRX mirror its rallying roots, but help keep the underside somewhat clean in the winter on the snowy, salty New Hampshire roads. Now out back at the bottom is this diffuser-style rear bumper, and you might notice that exhaust doesn't exactly look stock. That's because this WRX is equipped with an Nvidia N1 catback exhaust. And I'll include a special link down in the description, so if you like the sound of it and you want it on your WRX or STI, then you can check it out. Now, factory on the WRX, you also get this small little lip spoiler, but as for mods, you also have these tinted reverse light covers. And on the nose, I love the massive hood scoop that you get with these. It looks really good with the no wing on the back and big scoop up front. For some reason, I really like that look. This scoop is functional, which I'll dig into a little more in a second. On the premium model, you also get these fog lights that are an excellent touch to the front end. The license plate's usually mounted in the front, but like most WRX drivers, they put an external mount on the side. On the side of the fenders at the back, there's even a vent to relieve the air that's coming through the front. That scoop is functional, and it feeds air directly to the intercooler on top of the engine. This engine is the FA20, a direct-injected, turbocharged, flat 4-cylinder boxer engine, where the pistons go like this, in case you didn't know. This engine is different than what comes in the WRX STI and the older WRXs. This has a torquey twin scroll setup, and in its stock form, it produces 268 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of mango vape juice, torque. Luckily, however, this one, as I said, does have some tasteful bolt-ons to bump up those power numbers to 268 wheel horsepower and 295 foot-pounds of torque to all 4 wheels. That FA20 is mounted to this proper 6-speed manual transmission, and it's the only way to have this car. The automatic CVT, that's garbage.
It's not great.
Oh, well, you know.
I love a notchy shifter, and this one is really tickling my fancy. And while on the inside, the functionality continues. You sit in these nicely bolstered seats that are aggressive without losing comfort. And they're actually very, very cozy. If you want the more hardcore racing style seats, then go with the STI, but you're gonna sacrifice some comfort there. These aren't overly bolstered, but are still supportive when you are throwing the WRX sideways in the snow, doing your best Colin McRae impression. I am 6'5" and I have loads of legroom and headroom in here. It's a very comfortable place to be. Now, I've always loved the steering wheel in these. It has nice 10 and 2 notches. It has a flat bottom. It's very sporty. Just one of those steering wheels that you just want to hold on to with two hands the entire time you're driving. It's not one of those, laid back, one hand, You just want to grab on and rip around some corners. You have all your Bluetooth and your music adjustments, as well as your cruise control settings. But it's not too many buttons, so it's not that cluttered. You look forward at this orderly and techy gauge cluster, and it's finished in this neat and handsome font. They glow red, which is always a sporty touch of color. And in the middle of the gauges, you do have a small screen that reads off your odometer, your range, your instant fuel economy, and tells you what doors are open and such. And if that's not enough information for you and you want to know what your torque split is or how much rear horsepower you're making, then you can go to the screen up here and you can view all that sort of stuff. Your fuel efficiency, your torque split, your acceleration percentage, and pretty much anything else you'd like to know about the car. For 2017, the 6.3-inch touchscreen model is standard, but because this WRX is equipped with the tech package, we get this 7-inch Starlink touchscreen. And it's very intuitive, it's very easy to use. You of course have your navigation, you have your Bluetooth connectivity, and this is where it shows your backup camera. The climate controls in here are probably the most easy to use out of any car. You could probably use it with your eyes closed. And if that doesn't make the car warm enough, these seats are also heated. This WRX has an access port and stage 1+ flash tune from MA Performance. The access port lets you load and select different tunes, as well as set idle and data log and no lift shift and launch control, which I think we should hear. Another thing I love about the interior of the WRX is this nice carbon fiber trim and the aluminum pedals. I just love aluminum pedals. And of course, because this car has a rear seat, I have to make an ass of myself and get in the back for your people's entertainment. Right, so me sitting behind myself in the back seat of the WRX, I can actually fit and I can actually shut the door. And if I, the YouTube freak of nature, can fit in the back of this, I'm sure that you can too. Maybe if this guy didn't have a seat so far back. And while still in the realm of practicality, before we dig into the real fun bits, the Subaru WRX does have a moderate-sized trunk. It's a little bit smaller than the other cars in its class, and it even seems a little small compared to the size of the vehicle. Regardless, there's plenty of space in here. You could probably fit a suitcase, maybe two. Practicality is fun and all, but it's only half of the equation of why you buy a Subaru WRX. You get it for when you're by yourself in the car and your wife and kids aren't here, meaning you can drive much too quick and corner much too hard. This car likes hard. It likes its hair pulled for sure. This car has a sensitive throttle and a touchy clutch. There's not really much middle ground. It likes hard down, flat out. That's okay because so do I. 0 to 60's done in just about 5 seconds. We've got a little more horsies in the stable in this one, so I reckon it'll do a little bit faster than that. Top speed is 144 miles an hour. This car makes a very unique sound. And because this FA20 DIT engine doesn't have unequal length headers, it makes a noise that's different than all the other STIs and WRXs. Car enthusiasts turn into a Shazam app when they hear one of these go by. From the factory, these are a little quiet on the interior, but add that exhaust, man, it sounds good. Sounds proper good from in here. Now, first gear is a bit laggy. I've been told that that's because of the tune that's on it. But when you're in the rest of the gears, it doesn't behave at all like a regular turbocharged engine, where you sit and you wait and you wait and you wait, and finally the boost kicks you in the a little below 2,000 RPM, around say 1,700. If you get on it, you ride a wave of torque all the way up to like 6,000 RPM. After that, it does start to get a little bit wheezy, so as long as you shift before then, you're good. There's so much mid-range torque, even though this engine makes max torque at 2,000 RPM. It's got such a broad power band, and I like it. These engines in stock form have horrific rev hang as well. The nice thing about this tune is that it eliminates that completely, and it makes a night and day difference, a world of difference when you drive this thing. It makes operating the FA20 much more pleasing. The transmission is very vocal. I like the noise it makes when you shift it. Nice little... I like that. Realize you're going way too fast. The brakes are magnificent. Those things are damn near perfect. They have tons of bite to get you out of some hairy situations. Unlike most WRXs you've probably seen, which smell of tire rubber from rubbing and a slight hint of some mango vape, this Rex is riding on factory suspension. I don't get how people don't just leave these things alone. I mean, I'm all for making a car look better. Yeah, lower it, add some bigger wheels. But this car's ride is an amazing blend. It's firm and sporty while still being comfortable on the road. Not like sitting in your mother's lap comfortable. That sporty ride means it is a blast to throw into corners as well. Throw it into a corner at regular road speeds, and a little angel of Colin McRae whispers from your shoulder, "Faster, Jake. Faster. Faster. The grip will be there, young man." You just toss it into a corner and the car says, "F yeah, give me some more." I did not realize these things handled so well. It's blowing my mind. This car also has a brake-operated torque vectoring system, which helps tackle these bends with even more force. I'm gonna slow down though, sorry Colin. There's only so many times I can go around a corner at 3 times the speed limit and not get in trouble. It really is hard to beat this car. Now I know why so many people have these and why there's such a large family built around them. Is there anything this car isn't good at? I've got all the creature comforts in the world I could hope for in here. Well, maybe besides like massaging seats, but I mean, I've got Bluetooth, I have heated seats, I have a sunroof, I have a 9-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, I've got room in the trunk for the lack of stuff that I own, and 3 seats in the back for more storage because I have no friends. And now with these mods, I can actually hear the exhaust and can beat most cars on the street in terms of straight line speed and around a corner. Damn! Good thing this thing has good brakes. And in a few months in New Hampshire, when we get dumped on with massive amounts of snow, this car will be just as much fun as it is on dry roads. Maybe even more. There are faster cars, there are cars that generate more G-force in a corner, there are cars that stop quicker, and there are cars that have a bigger trunk. But not many are as well-rounded as this thing is, that's for sure. Damn. This thing's a riot. Subi gang, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, browse the channel and subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next video. Happy motoring.
A few moments later.
I had a really, really fun time with the 2017 Subaru WRX. Almost too much fun. Yep, I got a ticket.